I'm replacing the valve cover gasket on a 2006 328i BMW. Just a couple little tips when you're doing this job. If it's a high mileage car, I like to replace the whole valve cover assembly, the whole unit, rather than just replacing the gasket, because we've had a lot of problems with the plastic distorting. You can see on the cover I took off that they have these little metal inserts and that go around the whole perimeter of it, and as the valve cover goes through so many heat cycles, since it's plastic, it actually distorts and starts to drop these inserts. When you remove it, they'll just be falling out. You have to make sure that you find all the metal, look for it real good, make sure none of them snuck in there under the valve springs or anything like that while you're working on it. Cause a lot of damage. Obviously it's a big metal piece. And also look at the eccentric shaft sensor. These sensors a lot of times will be full of oil when you unplug them. That's indication the sensor itself is failing. They're already problematic, so this is the time to replace it. You have to remove the valve cover to do it anyways. There's three bolts in the front of it that hold it on, and yeah, that should be done at the same time. Pretty cool mechanism how these Valvetronic systems work. They vary the lift and duration of the intake valve by the shaft that this adjuster is telling you that this position sensor is showing you the position of is actually just a stick with a lobe on it, and it goes up against the rocker. It's kind of hard to see. Goes up against the rocker and changes the rocker ratio, on the fly. So it's kind of a cool concept. They just move the fulcrum point on the rocker, and that gives you a different, higher lift or duration. Changes the cam. So all the manufacturers seem to do this differently. So this is just BMW's take on it. It seems to work pretty well. We've had some problems with these systems. The stepper motor, the actual adjuster for the Valvetronic shaft, goes here and works against these gears here. You can see you can move it by hand. You're fighting the springs, and we've actually seen teeth missing on this, and that requires the whole shaft being replaced. It's a big job, but we've also had a few problems with the motor. This is the motor that acts on that shaft, but usually when you have a fault with this eccentric shaft, it's the position sensor itself causing the problem. You'll have real poor running, bunch of implausible signal faults, and you'll replace that sensor and it'll take care of the problem. So may as well do it while the valve cover is off anyways, because the valve cover also has a crankcase breather valve with a rubber diaphragm built into it, and the way BMW sells it is as the cover itself. You can get a repair piece that just replaces the diaphragm, but a lot of times those are lesser quality, and yeah, so just replace the whole thing.